I am joined by Grant Bills, and I am joined by Paul Emick, and my name is Bart Winkler. And together, the three of us are going to converse about the latest in sports. Questions will be asked by Paul, and instead of saying yes or no, we will groan one way or another. So, with that being said, also, I want to tell everyone, if you're on the Dan Schani YouTube stream, because it's football season, it's beanie season. So I'm back to beanies. So hats, regular hats, no siree, Frank. Beanies are in.
Is it just between Memorial Day and Labor Day you don't wear a beanie? Is that basically the only window of the year you don't?
Yeah.
Is that about it?
Once Labor Day hits, I'm back to beanies.
No wearing white, and we're back to beanies.
All right. Back to beanies.
Is there anyone listening to this who
probably not?
Well played. Is there anyone listening to this who would not say that fall is their favorite season? Keep in mind, fall includes football. So you get all things that come with fall. It's the best. It's the greatest season.
Well, a lot of people like summer.
I like summer's a solid runner-up.
Sometimes I think about, like, on a normal summer day, I'll look around my yard or my driveway and I'll think, man, that's gonna suck when there's snow right there.
Mm-hmm.
I will do that. I didn't used to do that.
You'll do that in fall?
No, I'll do that in summer.
Oh.
In summer.
Well played. That's one of Grant's favorite tunes.
Frozen.
No.
Oh my God. So my kid started, like, the other day, he watched Sing 2.
Oh yeah.
And we have now watched Sing 2 15 times this week.
Good film.
That'll happen.
It is.
The Sing movies are good.
But I can't get Sing on any streamer. Sing's not available anywhere unless you buy it.
Yeah, I think at one point we bought the Sing dual pack on, Apple TV or however that works.
Sing 2 is on Netflix.
Oh, Sing 2 is, but not Sing 1.
Yeah.
You can get it for $10 on Apple or however you do that.
No, I'm paying. If I'm paying $5.99 to 8 different streamers, I'm not going out and then renting a movie.
It's a loaded cast. Bono, Halsey, Tori Kelly. Tori Kelly almost died.
Scarlett Johansson.
Damn.
Pharrell. Taron Egerton, who does Sky Full of Stars better than Coldplay.
And I know you're a Coldplay guy, so that means something.
Mm-hmm. Johnny. All right. Ask a different thing.
All right. It's been a few weeks since I've had a topic that I was so eager to talk about that I texted you guys, because the last time I did that, you mocked me and said, isn't that the whole point? You're supposed to have questions that whatever. But this week I have one. And I don't think I would ask this if Grant wasn't a part of our panel.
I think what I'm mocking is, like, you like text us how excited you are as a tease.
But I don't mean it to be that, like, in professional terms.
But, like, people that enjoy the show, they're not teased about nothing.
I'm not doing it to.
It's not like on Monday I'm teasing this great Paul topic. Although perhaps I should have.
For me, it's just my exuberance, just my excitement. It's not meant to, like, inflate your numbers or get views. It's just like, guys, can we just talk about this now? And then, nope, you made me wait, and that's okay because it's only built up the excitement. So, like I said, I don't think this would have been this topic is very Grant and Bills specific because Grant and Bills is a Craig Counsell truther.
No.
Right? You are the Craig Counsell guy. I think he's amazing. So let's just, like, I'm not saying, like, like, Grant thinks he's great, and what is he talking about? Put some thought in this one. Over the past 15 years, Craig Counsell is the state of Wisconsin's best coach/manager in that span. I will let you include everything from, of course, Packers, Brewers, Bucks, to Badgers basketball and football, to Marquette basketball, however you want to think of the topic. So in the state of Wisconsin over the past 15 years, Craig Counsell is the best coach / manager since 2008. Or And Grant's contemplation already as he leaned back in his chair already tells me my excitement and my buildup for this in my head is going to probably be worth it. Whoever would like to go first.
I just want to say that the answer is Bart Lundy.
My
guy.
Mm-hmm.
So who else would be candidates?
I thought about Bo, maybe.
So I thought of Bo Ryan. I thought of Buzz Williams as a. I'm just saying, like, if how you want to look at this. So we have two guys that won titles. Budenholzer won a title. McCarthy won a title.
Yeah. So can you say like Craig's better than them? They won titles.
This is what I'm so excited about. Can you do that?
I think Craig is better at managing a baseball team than Bud is at coaching a basketball team. That's no knock on Bud.
But it's a fact.
Bud is not a punchline, by the way. Bud did some very nice coaching things in that run.
Bud was definitely there for that run. He was there. He was present.
And I think Mike McCarthy did some good things too. He's still coaching. I think Mike McCarthy's he's a very good coach.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Craig. Who else would it be? Who else would it be?
I think if you want to, I think you could throw Lance Leipold in the mix.
Oh, that's
Whitewater.
a fun. I didn't think about that. That's a fun one.
A lot of national championships, went to Buffalo. That's why Wisconsin scheduled Buffalo, and then Chris is gone and Leipold's gone, and now he's at Kansas, and they got a big one Friday night against Illinois.
Ooh, that'll be that's an interesting matchup given the coaching.
God, I love Kansas.
It's just unbelievable. Football comes back, and within a week, we just have a dozen incredible games that we're fascinated about, and all these interesting stories. Like it barely takes a weekend, and we're just so back. We're so back.
So Leipold won 5 Division III NCAA championships between 2009 and 2014. Is that right? 5?
They won like every year, yeah.
That's like coming out of the AFC West. That's extra hard. You get extra points for winning it out of the WEAC.
Looks like only 2012 in that little 6-year span. Only 2012 did they not win.
Who beat them, Mount Union or the other one?
Do not know.
Mary Hardin Baylor.
Yeah, Mary Hardin Baylor. I know Mary Baylor. She's an incredibly nice person.
Mary Baylor?
I do, yeah.
The actual Mary Baylor?
I know a girl named that.
Oh, I was going to say, this is a Horvat move. I know Mary. I actually know Mary Baylor. She's my aunt's sister.
Oh, the college was named after, yeah.
By the way,
Lance Leipold and I are mutual Twitter followers.
Oh, very good.
He used to listen to Chuck and Winkler.
I love that. By the way, in those 5 seasons, so excluding 2012, they went 75-0.
Yep.
Now in 2012, he really stunk it up at 7-3. Not including 7-3 2012, 75-0. Absolutely bonkers. Okay. Leipold can definitely be under consideration. Absolutely.
Yeah. Leipold's in there. I just look at it this way. If Counsell leaves the Brewers, is there a single team in Major League Baseball that would not be like, should we call? At least consider calling. 70-80% of teams would maybe call. And the biggest budget teams would be interested. Like the Mets would be interested. And the Padres should be interested. Whereas if like Matt LaFleur, I think is very good. If he becomes available, a good portion of the league is not scrambling to get an interview with him. Or the Ken Rosenthal's of the NFL world are not writing pieces speculating on whether or not he'll be.
You know what,
available.
Grant, I think I was already leaning Counsell. Great argument. I'm like, this is like open and shut Counsell.
Well, it's supply and demand.
Well, I think the answer is I'm gonna vote Counsell also. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a clean sweep.
So here's a question: is Counsell doing a disservice to the Brewers by not giving them an answer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What would we be saying if this was Aaron Rodgers and not Craig Counsell?
Exactly.
Which is a hilarious game. Like someone,
and then Counsell's going to go to New York.
Yep. Jerry did this with Mason Crosby, by the way. You know that video of him kicking field goals? Yeah. Jerry, one of our mutual listeners, was like, this is a douche move. What if Aaron Rodgers did this? We'd be complaining about it. So it's just fun to think.
That's a great point by Jerry. I really mean that. The only thing I'd say about Grant, your thing, and
you got to meet Jerry. He's a vibe.
Jerry's a vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. So the only thing I'd say is if Craig Counsell became available, which he could here not too long from now, does Craig Counsell get like bonus attribute points though for the Brewers that he won't get anywhere else because there's just that special? He's from Whitefish Bay. He's a lifelong Wisconsin resident. Like, is Craig Counsell? Is there something intangible about the fact that it's his hometown team that he grew up with, that he played for, does that give a little bit extra sparkle that if he was just like the manager of the Padres wouldn't exist because it just wouldn't be as special?
I feel like we've gotten to the point now with Craig where, well, maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know if it's specific to Milwaukee. I think managing in a place like the Brewers, if he comes up short, we understand why. It's like, well, he doesn't have the budget that the Dodgers or other teams do. Like, he isn't given the resources that Dave Roberts is given. I don't know if that's specific to Milwaukee and specific to his hometown.
I didn't break it.
Uh-oh.
I did not break it.
You can turn.
I didn't touch it. Was not me.
Wasn't me.
I'm being accused of breaking the coffee machine.
Did he break the coffee machine? Wasn't me.
Kiss FM's Allie Faith just clearly seeing I'm recording something.
Classic radio.
Or yelling at me.
No, that's a classic radio person power moving a podcast person.
Because there's a window here. And normally I have the computer set up here. But for lighting purposes, I have it here. Again, Dan Schani YouTube stream.
Grant, you were saying or no?
Well, Allie and I have had coffee issues like my entire tenure in this building.
Uh-huh.
Many times I would place the coffee mugs in the sink and not put them in the dishwasher.
You're one of those people.
And so she threw away like 20 mugs. And I said, this is not solving the problem. You are. And then we were like out of mugs for months.
Boy, this is compelling shit.
Just to wrap this up, if Craig Counsell goes to the Mets or if he were to go to the Dodgers or another team and they weren't winning, the pressure would be more substantial, and the pressure would rise more quickly in a team that's not bottom third in Major League Baseball in payroll. And I don't know if that's specific to the Brewers because it's his hometown team. I just think they're a team with fewer resources, and he probably gets less criticism for that reason.
Well, so does the underdoggy type of vibe that comes with being the Brewers manager benefit someone of his mentality, or I think there's something to be said that some people can thrive when expected to win, and some people thrive when it's like, well, anything you do above 500 would be like you'd be praised. Like there's different,
there's a certain expectation in Milwaukee.
Big fish, small pond, bigger fish. Like I don't know.
He's the longest tenured manager in the National League.
Thank you for saying that, by the way.
Yeah, good, great, yeah.
When he started in 2015, I was there. First of all,
the Clayton Kershaw game.
I was there in his first. I was there.
The presser.
Yeah, got to be.
Oh.
I was so pumped because
what was the best?
Renicky was no fun. Renicky sucked. Remember Ron Renicky?
I do remember Ron Renicky. Remember Ken Maka?
So Counsell, though, my point is,
okay,
the amount of things that he could do then, he can't do now. no manager has had the rules of the game changed as much in any period.
Yeah.
Counsell did, and these rules that would be enacted all took away things that he was good at.
Yeah, that's a great point as well.
And he's still good.
He was very obviously against the banning of the shift because that was Brewers.
But I always say this with Craig, whenever Craig's asked about these rules.
Craig,
the 3-batter minimum. Don't you think we keep enough track of enough things in the game? I mean, I'm still struggling with wins, runs created plus. I used to bring a scorebook to the game. Now I gotta bring 16 calculators.
I could listen to you do that. I don't think there's a stopping point. I don't think there's a cutoff.
I wanted to stay on my flip phone, but this game made me upgrade to a smartphone.
My favorite thing is right when you get to the end of each sentence, you hit that second to last word, two.
Well, it's an impression.
It's uncanny.
What I'm saying is what is it? What I'm saying? At a point. Oh, Craig always says, instead of like asking us about these rules all the time, how about we do them and then see? He's always like, we could debate what will this do for the game, or we could just try it, and then if it doesn't work, we'll change it. And he's just not into the conversation about what should we like the strike zone. Just do it then, and then we'll see.
It's very Dr. House. Treatment is faster than testing. If you think a patient has an illness, just treat it, and we'll find out. And I listened to Craig. I was not there at his introductory press conference, but he did speak at the Lacrosse Loggers Winter Barbecue a couple winters ago, and he spoke with Damian Miller on a panel led by Ben Kapanke. It was very good, and Chris Goodell, the Loggers general manager, and talked about these rule changes, and it was awesome. And Craig was super open about baseball is not in a good spot right now. It's not a good game.
I believe Dan Kapanke, Ben's father, was a state senator,
assemblyman, senator, elected official.
But he has some sort of ownership in Dippin' Dots, the ice cream of the future.
Can you not do both?
No, he might own Dippin' Dots.
I actually didn't know that.
I'm sorry.
No, this is interesting.
If his nickname isn't like Hanky Kapanke, I don't know what we're doing here.
Oh, okay. Taking it one step further, Kapanke became a full-fledged Dippin' Dots franchisee.
There's no Dippin' Dot. Maybe there's Dippin' Dots at the Loggers game. I always sit out in the Toppers Terrace where you can get all you can eat food and 4 beers. It's 4, which is just upset. The ticket's like $25. They're just giving it away out there. My heavens, my stars. But yeah, Craig, my original point, like super open and clear about how baseball sucked and how there was no action and we need to do something. And I guess I just didn't expect him to speak with such candor about the matter. Yeah, with that much Cassian Andor about the matter. It was very interesting. And I on that night sat at my table in the lacrosse center and thought, this man could be commissioner of baseball. This man sees the sport in an overarching way with a grander perspective. The day-to-day of managing a baseball team might not be enough for this guy. He's got too many things swirling in his head to just be turning in a lineup card.
Wow.
24 hours.
Wow. So here's what he's going to do. I don't like the first part I'm about to say as a Brewers fan. He's going to step away after this season.
Okay.
His son will go through his 4 years of college. Or 3. Maybe he gets drafted early, or I don't know. Comes back in 2027 to challenge Manfred.
Oh, I thought you meant come back to manage the Brewers. It's like, God, that would be because emotionally charged.
Like, you know,
what if someone else does want to be commissioner? Like, can they challenge? Can
vote of no confidence or like a duel?
That's a great question though, Bart. How would that work? Like if Counsell is like, you know what, I don't want to go manage the Mets. I want to be commissioner, but I want to do it in 3 years. Like, would you just start rounding up all of the owners to say, hey, over the next 3 years, start like planting the seeds that you're going to do a vote of no confidence or however you would do that. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to make this better.
I'm going to shake the trees. Yeah, Counsell would get in there. He'd shake the trees.
The only thing that sucks, the only thing is like, it's hard to like, what is this picture of?
This is Dan Kapanke selling Dippin' Dots at the Holman Show Choir event.
All right.
Dan Schani YouTube.
Dan Kapanke was and is a man of the people. I remember in election periods, he would walk around the ballpark. And even when he hasn't been up for election, he'd do this. He'd walk around Copeland Park. He'd shake everyone's hand. Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting the Loggers. Thank you. He'd come out into the outfield where he'd be sitting. He'd have his yellow Loggers polo on. Thank you. Thank you. It's a family business, the lacrosse Loggers. I love the Loggers.
The only thing I was going to say is if Craig was I can't say Craig without Craig.
Well, and I'm thinking of Veep when they go to the tech company and it's Craig. Like they keep correcting him.
I'm sorry, it's Craig.
It's Craig.
Craig. When Craig, it's hard to like a commissioner of a sport. They are inherently there to be dumped on, right? Like they are there to clean up all of the owner's garbage. And they have to do it with a smile on their face and pretend that they mean what they're saying. So I don't know for the sake of Craig's likability if we want that, but it would be good for the sport.
It would be tremendous for the sport. I have no
We
doubt.
are woefully late.
Can I just ask you guys real quick before if Craig is the unanimous winner, I have two questions for you. One, if we polled this and we gave options of Counsell, McCarthy, Budenholzer, or I don't know, other, do we think Counsell? What?
87%
would say Counsell?
Yeah.
Over two coaches who won titles? I think we're going to end up being the minority.
No.
Best
manager coach of 15 years. You think we're in the minority for Counsell?
Considering we have two coaches that won titles, and if you include Leipold, won multiple titles, and Bo Ryan
was shit about Lance Leipold.
Bo Ryan got to the championship game.
Paul, nobody credits Budenholzer for that title.
So, well, not no one. I certainly don't. Some people do.
No one credits McCarthy for that title.
McCarthy should get all the credit in the world for that title. He got Aaron Rodgers over the hump of an NFC Championship game, and that team was just absolutely, and that team was injury riddled that in a way that you're never supposed to win a Super Bowl being that injured. And people don't give McCarthy credit for maybe his biggest stroke of genius on that playoff run, which was getting his guys fit for their rings before the Super Bowl. It was before the conference. No, it was after the conference championship, before the Super Bowl.
And at the beginning of the season, he looked at the wall and said, "That's where your picture's going to go."
Yep.
And then he brought in Gallagher.
Yeah.
A lot has changed. He's lightened up his act. He's changed his material a lot in the last couple of years.
So, who's your second place winner? Who's your personal second place finish behind Counsell past 15?
Leipold.
Bo Ryan.
I'm going to go McCarthy too. What I am?
Yeah,
why is that funny?
Because you said McCarthy too, and neither one of us said McCarthy.
I think that's interesting. I think Bo Ryan's a great choice. I'll probably put Bo. I don't know. I mean, Leipold's record is ridiculous, but I didn't watch Whitewater football, so I don't really know how to appreciate it.
And I'm pandering to the 3 or 4 people that enjoy Whitewater football that listen to the show.
So Grant, who's third then behind Bo?
Jason Kidd.
Yeah. Joe Prunty, actually.
Joe Prunty.
Joe Philbin.
Joe
Philbin. The challenge game. I was at that game.
The challenge game, yep.
The challenge game.
2 challenges, 1 drive.
We have to poll this to see if yeah.
Well, you do that. Show me your poll. And then
Oh, good. He's reached the age where a laugh turns into a cough.
My cough sounds like static.
All right, you were
happyplacehemp.com. The promo code is Bart. See if I'm not smoking. If I were to smoke, it'd be even a heavier cough.
Mm-hmm.
But I just go the gummy route.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking the THC yum yums. I'm talking the CBD, CBM, and nights. I'm talking the Delta 8, 50 milligrams. I'm talking the THC free Mango Tango. That's not what it's called. I call those the Tim Shea. He takes those. He takes them. Tim Shea.
Tim's Mango Delight.
I don't think I've ever had a moment in my life that when I was with or around Tim Shea was bad.
I'm always happy when Tim's around.
He is like an instant. Yeah.
He's like a puppy, you know?
A puppy.
Or a jet ski.
A jet ski.
And do you ever, like, the greatest thing about him, I think, is when he'll all of a sudden just say, "We are the D, we 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 are the D." Dun, 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 dun.
HappyPlaceHemp.com, promo code Bart, 25% off every order. Even if you've already ordered, you could place 2 different orders that day. You could say, oh, fiddlesticks, I forgot to throw in the Delta 8s. Just get another order. Shipping's free. They're not charging you for shipping. None cost the wiser.
That's one way to put those words together. And
none cost the wiser at happyplacehemp.com.
Last week, Tim Shea quit the podcast. Doesn't matter. Now we're back together again. You guys know that song? You guys know last week Kyle quit the band?
Was that Bare Naked Ladies? Or I tell you what,
No, he's doing Tenacious D because of him.
Kyle quit the band.
I try with the 90s. I do. There's not very many redeeming things out of that decade, to be honest.
We should properly give our Smash Mouth, that guy, who nobody knows his name.
Steve Hartwell.
I told my wife Smash Mouth died. She goes, all of them?
That's not funny, but it is funny.
It is. It's funny because in the past, like, only the most legendary bands have got, like, Skinner all died in a plane crash, or like when Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper all went down, and it would just be funny.
This guy was a huge Bay Area sports fan, and he was shitting on A's ownership long before it became cool. He would tweet at them, and they would tweet back to him like Smash Mouth lyrics, and he's being like, "No, you guys stop. You guys run your team bad. This isn't a time to be like, hey, now we're an all-star. You're not. You suck."
I don't feel comfortable eulogizing Smash Mouth without recognizing the other musical giant that we lost over the weekend.
Jimmy Buffett, sure.
Yeah. I'm losing all my heroes. Gordon Lightfoot, Jimmy Buffett. Craig Counsell is going to retire in like a month. I'm losing everything near and dear to me. I'm losing pillars of my show by the week.
Grant, you need to at least give a few listens to "Might As Well Be Walking on the Sun."
Oh, yeah, I like that song. It's we used to cover that. I was in a high school.
Do you like their version of "I'm a Believer" better, or the Monkees?
Smash Mouth is better.
Well, first of all, Neil Diamond's is the best. Smash Mouth, I believe, is second. I don't like the Monkees. I don't need every song Beatleized. I know it's not a Beatles song, but it's like, hey, what if these 4 dorks also did a version of this song?
What about Pleasant Valley Sunday?
What is that?
It's just a Pleasant Valley Sunday. Hey.
That's exactly. If we're going like corny boy bands from that era, I will take the Lovin' Spoonful over the Monkees. Please and thank you.
What about Jan and Dean?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, the Monkees had a lot of good songs. Daydream Believer is a smash.
That's a hit. Mm-hmm.
Last Train to Clarksville.
Wake up, sleepy genie. Oh, what does it mean? Paul, ask another question, please.
Daydream believer and
You sound like Tim when he's talking to Lois in our Twitter spaces. Hello. Paul, please throw a lifeline to this podcast.
Right.
yeah, Christ almighty. We're bringing up Lois.
Ready, guys? Be honest. Win or lose, you are going to overreact to Sunday's Packers-Bears game. Win or lose, you are going to overreact one way or the other. Mm-hmm. Or mm-mm.
Win or lose. So Wednesday's show, Danny Parkins joined. He does a good job of like aggressively telling me to shut up in a nice way. Where it's like, stop complaining about anything Packers. I am a Bears fan. I go, but you don't know what it's like. Sometimes he goes, none of it matters. You win. You always win.
No.
You always have you have not worried about your quarterback in 30 years.
Oh, we've worried about it. Like, at least on Tuesdays, we had to worry about it on Tuesdays, Danny Parkins.
But that doesn't matter.
Did you have to worry about your quarterback on Tuesdays?
Bears fans can't comprehend that, and I don't think that they should. I think that you don't know until you live it.
Mm-hmm.
The unique challenges that come.
Thank you.
With the quarterbacks that we've had for the last 30 years.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've had some unique challenges with them.
We have all anyone can see, like you can peer. So here's a good one. You can walk by our house, at night and you see a nice little family eating dinner in the dining room and you say, that's what I aspire to.
Wow.
But then what you don't see are the rest of the rooms in the house where dad then leaves to go downstairs and play with his trains all night and get drunk thinking of Kathy from high school. And mom goes upstairs and, rubs herself to the guy that she works out with. And then the kids. It's just, you can't. You
had a clip here for a moment.
I'm not tweeting rub myself. You know what I mean? You don't know our problems until you live them.
I said on my show about this, I said Packers fandom is the gated community of the NFL. We're all very rich and we live in our gated community and all the poors think we got it so great. And I guess compared to them, we do, but we got to deal with higher taxes and we got to deal with the annoying HOA that makes us, we got our problems too. Teams with Hall of Fame quarterbacks, we got problems as well. They're just rich people problems. They're still problems though. We have
problems.
Amen.
Yeah. Bart, you really honestly had that analogy was pre-coughing attack. You were onto something.
Well, I didn't say, I don't know.
No,
I was enjoying it.
Let's break it down. What went wrong with your analogy, Bart? Let's dissect this.
Well, when I said rubs herself.
I think you said to her buddy to her workout guy from the gym.
Well, yeah, that's who they don't really think of.
Is that the most frequent source of?
Look, I don't know, man.
I get what your analogy is. Everyone thinks we got it so great that they just don't know. They don't.
Win or lose, you're going to overreact to Sunday's game. Mm-hmm. Or mm-mm.
Well, if they lose, I'll be mad at the overreaction of the Bears fans. That's the thing that's bothering me.
Yep. I figured it would.
I go into detail with, I call him DP. Danny Parkins. I don't call him that.
There's like 3 DP. You have Dr. Pepper, Dan Patrick. There's so many DPs that rank higher than Danny Parkins. No. He can't be DP.
No, don't make me sing. Holy shit, I'm dying. This is it.
He needs to get tested or checked.
No, John sent me a message. He said it's the wildfires.
It's not the Sure, it's the wildfires. Continue.
I was gonna go to the doctor, and then I got a DM that hey, it might be the wildfires. I'm like, oh, problem cured.
You were saying about DP. What do you tell DP?
I told him that I'm more nervous about the Bears fans' reaction than if the Packers lose week 1. Is our season over? Is Jordan Love a failure? Not if the Packers lose week 1, we'll go try it again in week 2. But the only thing that will suck about it, like, even if we were playing the Vikings, it'd be better if we were playing the Vikings.
Yeah.
Or Detroit.
Yeah.
It's the Bears.
Both fan bases, and I've been saying this week, the Packers fans got to cut this shit out. Both fan bases are acting like this game is going to establish things for the next 15 years.
Yes.
We're either going to continue to own the Bears or we're going to go back to the 70s and the 80s. And I'm like, hey guys, what if like Justin Fields and Jordan Love are just both fine? Like they're decent quarterbacks and they have good games and bad games. And the Packers-Bears rivalry is actually somewhat balanced. And there's wins and losses on both sides. Like no one can wrap their mind around that happening. It's one team is going to dominate the other, and it's going to happen for the next 10 years, and it's going to be decided by what happens on Sunday. It's insane.
So I'll be very excited if they win.
Should be.
I don't see me overreacting. And the only way I would overreact is if I caught wind of one Bears fan and then I would melt down on X.
What if it's 27-3 Packers? You're overreacting to that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think more so in that circumstance, empty calories, Paul.
You're going to take the high road if they win by multiple touchdowns? Is that what you're telling me?
Paul, you got to go to diet or Coke Zero.
No. Those
are 140 calories that do nothing for you.
Oh, I'm aware.
When you drink that Coke.
I know.
Is that how many are in the can? Look for me.
140.
Yep. See?
That's a man has been using MyFitnessPal.
Yeah. I would overreact if it was 27-3. Then I might overreact to the defense.
Yeah.
Like if our defense looks kick-ass, then I might overreact. Yeah, for sure.
Well, if they hold the Bears to 3 points, you can get hyped about the defense and then also talk smack to Bears fans about how they have a running back playing quarterback. Because if they only
that's the best part of it all, yeah.
I don't even believe it, but like even in my group chat with a Bears fan, one of my best friends, like we always joke to him that Justin Fields is a running back, and he's like, ha, well, right. But
Bart, was that you that pointed that out on Twitter that there was that Justin Fields video and he talked about, the season and whatever, and at no point did he mention passing the football?
No, because I'm a Justin Fields believer.
There was a video.
Daydream believer.
I'm a Justin Fields believer.
There's this video where he
Remember when I was recording a podcast and Allie interrupted me to do the Allie Faith show in the hallway?
How long has she been on that station? 15, 20 years?
Yeah, a long time. She's done good for herself. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know what I was saying.
And I like her. We have a bad relationship when it comes to coffee.
Cafe. I think most Packers fans, win or lose, will overreact, and it will be probably annoying regardless. It'd be more fun if it's like a win, obviously, but I don't think we're going to have as a fan base overall, I do not think we're going to have a measured response to Sunday's game. Is that fair?
Well, yeah, it's week 1.
And it's the Bears, and it's a new era, and it's all of the other stuff that goes with it. Wait, so Grant, what's your Grant? You're going to overreact to a win or a loss?
Probably not. No, unless it's the only way I will overreact is if the Packers blow them out. And it'll be like tongue in cheek overreaction if I do.
Or get blown out. Would you overreact to getting blown out, Grant?
Depends on, well, you get blown out, you get blown out. I was going to say depends on what it looks like, but it's not going to look good.
A definitive trouncing of the Packers. You're gonna overreact to that.
Maybe I would. Maybe I might.
Well, and Grant also is on a radio show, so you have to.
Yeah, whereas here in the podcast world, everything can be measured in long form. Whereas I'm beholden to the.
Yeah, we got nuance. I'm not worried about the meters.
Yeah.
Here's one.
Okay.
This is from I did Writer Than You on Wednesday, past tense.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the buy or sells was
buy or sell.
In the finale of Hard Knocks, Aaron Rodgers admitted to seeing a UFO since signing with the Jets. Buy or sell, Aaron Rodgers saw a UFO.
You sold the hell out of that, didn't you?
I did. And I referenced, past tense, a map. There's this map I saw where it was UFO sightings around the world, like a heat map. And it's basically all the United States and Europe. Like nobody in Asia is seeing UFOs.
So you're saying white people just love seeing UFOs and saying that we love, not all white people, but I feel like it's mostly white people.
Well, we look at the sky and it could be a million different things, and we're like, nope, aliens. Which then I also went into my my take that aliens missed their window,
which is a good take.
That's a good take.
Yeah, they missed their best opportunity to.
It reminds me of that one Taron Killam character on Saturday Night Live. Next.
Yeah. Well, you said it on CBS Sports Radio a couple weeks ago, where it's like, "Oh, aliens are here. Great. Do you hear what Sean Payton said today?"
Yeah.
Jets. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Call your boss on a Saturday night and say, Mr. Sir, I don't think I'm coming in. This alien invasion is pretty fucked up. And be like, do you want to take a half day? I mean, we need you here.
Take me to your leader. Sir, right this way.
Right this way. You want to run for president?
I forgot what we're even talking. Oh, overreaction. Yes. Well, classic overreaction Monday next week, Paul. We go all out for that on sports radio. So,
yeah.
If it's not a blowout, I will overreact. Otherwise, no.
But that was why I prefaced the topic even says here in me notes, be honest, win or lose. So it's like, what's your real, like, what would be your non-sensationalized?
Oh, I didn't remember. I didn't hear you said be honest. Okay. Well, that changes everything.
But Grant's saying that he might sensationalize it for the sake, like Grant won't because he's a pro. But some people might on the radio sensationalize it because it's Overreaction Monday. But would you really honestly sensationalize it?
I went to Jacksonville for a game that one year, and Packers won, but like by a field goal.
Was that the fake spike thing with Davante and?
No, that was Miami.
Okay,
but I was there. I was at that one too. I'm like a world traveler kind of.
Yeah, you are. At least Florida.
But Joe filled in for me, and he starts. He goes, "Packers win, but there were problems." And Chuck's like, "Joe, we don't always have to be negative." It's like, because the sports talk mind is like, "What are we gonna rip on? What are we mad about?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Just talk about the win."
Do you have the clip of when you interviewed Joe? Was he at like the Badgers bowl game and you didn't take it seriously at all? And he got super pissed about. Do you remember talking about? I'm trying to remember.
What he did was
Heffelfinger and Horvath interview.
Yeah, Horvath and I were doing the show, and
he was pissed. I remember that.
Joe was pissed. Yeah, I don't remember all the context of it.
We Heffelfinger got on, and we had told him just say we left, say we weren't interested, and we left. And so Heffelfinger did the interview. Joe was mad.
But weren't like Heffelfinger's questions didn't you tell him to ask? There was something about the questions themselves, though, too, wasn't
Oh
there?
yeah. I have it. I'll throw it in.
Will you please air that?
Tack it on, would you?
Maybe I'll hashtag tack it on.
All right, I have 2 more football questions to get to in the next 15 minutes, but I have to do a quick intermission here. A few weeks ago, Bart, you said you were mature enough that you say now mature, and you're mature enough that you now say envelope. Mm-hmm or mm-mm. You are mature to the point that you say vase.
Oh no, I say vase.
Oh, so you still got room to grow.
Yeah, you do.
Also,
I heard.
I don't have any vases in my house.
I was watching Curb, and Jeff's wife said, "Can you pick up that vase for me?" And I was like, "Oh, that's one pretentious step too far."
And then
I'm like, I wonder if the mature host of the Bart Winkler Show agrees with vase, but no.
And then Jeff Green / Jeff Garland's like, Buzz. I love his voice. I love listening to him yell.
He does have a great voice.
He's great. He maybe is at his best in the film Daddy Daycare. Which, if that's not a film you've showed your son, you have to.
Like the number of times my wife and I watched Daddy Daycare just because it's a good movie, even before having kids, was in the double digits comfortably. We have since shown it to the kids. It's a wonderful film. No, you can't call it a film. It's a great movie.
It's good cinema. Tai Chi Under the Tree. Eddie Murphy really is cooking in that movie. It's a great film. Anyway,
like there's the favorite part is like when the kid comes out of the bathroom, I missed.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean? I missed.
Or, when Jeff plays Hava Nagila, there's always something Jewish with him. That's what I love about Curb. I hear Jewish sounding music now, and I'm like, this would be in Curb.
Do you say faux pas or do you say Fox Pass? I say Fox Pass.
You say La Courte Oriel or La Coudere.
Do you say entree or entry?
I say entry.
What's your entry?
What's your entry?
I'll have an appetizer, and then this will be my entry.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Vase is incorrect. It's vase. All right.
If you see a menu and they don't have prices on there, that's gonna be the most expensive meal of your life.
Didn't go where I thought it was gonna go.
No, it did not.
This is a super duper.
Well, hold on. We're at 47.50. Tim, take out fake accent restaurant 47.50 in post.
Only at Golden Corral.
All right,
the Tim edit and post bit.
I love it.
It's funny,
but it's funny because the other people will like tweet it. Be like, "Oh, Tim didn't take it out in post." That's what's funny.
Especially because it was built organically. Like no one ever at any point forced it, but just everyone picked up on it. All right, I have three.
Tim doesn't know how to use like any of this equipment,
and he's never edited anything in post.
No,
it's like if you would have asked Horvat in real life to actually like do something in post. Horvat was gone at 9:58. Like,
dude, I've gone back through the archives to try to find old clips from shows, and the problem is whenever Horvat was cutting the podcast, it just says hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, and there's no description worth a shit. Guys talk football, or there's like descriptions so bad that he shouldn't have even had them. Like Bart and Ryan talk football, and that's it. I'm like, that's not helping me find what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Yep. He always had to go. There was always I just remember there always being a reason that he had to leave at 9:59 or whatever. Like he could never stay to get the 9:00 podcast up. Okay. All right. Here's 3 somewhat rapid fire football questions for us to conclude. And this one's gonna be very sports radio topic, but I was thinking about it and I'm asking it because I'm curious. If you could only pick one day and time for the Packers to play at all season, it would be
Sunday at 3:25.
That's my answer. Mm-hmm.
Because I like the red zone block. I like Sunday night. I like Sunday night. And for my post games, which I'm doing, I can do it from 6:25 to 7:25 and then watch the Sunday night game. Also, the other games that I'm usually missing at that time, if the Packers are playing at that time, they're like the premier game. I can miss Rams Broncos. I can miss Chargers.
Cardinals Raiders.
Yeah, I can miss Chargers Raiders.
Because the Packers are on at 3:30, they are the thing.
Yeah.
Sunday night is fine. I mean, Monday night, they're all fine.
Yeah.
Sunday at noon blows because there's 8 other games happening.
You miss the opportunity cost is greatest when the Packers play at noon. I prefer to watch them at noon because then I have time to come down through the rest of my day if they lose, or I have time to ride that high, the highlights during the OT show on Fox. It's football night in America. Now we're reliving Packers highlights. Let's go to Rodney or Tony Dungy and hear them stumble through some take about how the Packers won. But I miss all the other games at noon if the Packers play at noon. So I'm in agreement here.
The non-Packers game you're looking most forward to this weekend is, and I'll suggest one to you because that's how the game works.
Thank you.
Jets Bills. Or
I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to it.
In the classical sense.
You're most curious about it?
I am most intrigued by it.
Okay, let's pick a game. Let's pick 3 games: curious, confident, and concerned. Let's do 3.
All right, I'm curious in Jets Bills.
Okay.
I'm confident in Ravens Texans. That will be my survivor pick. And I'm concerned about the Niners Steelers.
Why?
I don't know. I think the Steelers will win. I like that I know who every team plays.
I don't know if you
Off
are
the top of my head.
Depending on if you air this Thursday or Friday. I think there's reason to be concerned as an NFC North team fan that if the Lions do beat the Chiefs, presumably without Kelsey, I guess we'll wait to see if that happens or not.
Well,
that would be one hell of a way to start the regular season is like the Lions going
into this week. I said the most like rock the boat outcome would be that, even if the Cardinals beat the Commanders, whatever. But the Lions have a chance, had a chance, will have. Who knows what we're about? So it's probably airing Friday, so I don't want to do it too much.
Yeah. But it's okay. So you want to say you're not most looking forward to Jets Bills, but you're most, what do you say, intrigued by Jets Bills?
Yeah, I am beyond captivated to see how Rodgers looks.
Well, yeah, but you're going to get pissed by the time the ball is kicked off. You're going to be pissed about one clip that they ran of Rodgers or about something.
I'm pissed now.
Enjoy.
He's preemptively pissed here.
Yeah.
What would be like another runner-up? Because I almost was going to exclude the Jets because that's unfair.
Need to look at the.
I do think the 49ers Steelers could be good. I am intrigued to see Jacksonville versus Anthony Richardson.
Browns Bengals. I want to see if the Browns don't suck.
I'm intrigued. We probably won't be able to see it.
Cowboys Giants Sunday night.
Yeah, I probably will get excited for that once it's happening, but I'm not. I want to see the Dolphins and the Chargers. It's at the same time as Packers Bears, but
Dolphins Chargers is a good one. I was going to say.
Yeah.
God, it's going to be dumb lit. Just
it's going to be God. You almost went full Napoleon.
Awful movie.
It was not my thing at all.
Napoleon Dynamite? Never seen it.
Never saw it?
Never seen it.
So
okay.
Stupid.
Any other entries or entrees into this conversation? Otherwise, I'll do my last one.
Yeah, we can go
one. Yeah, you can do your final.
The MVP race. You get Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, or you get the field. Hurts and Mahomes or the field. You would take Holmes and Holmes. You would take.
I think
you would take Hurts.
We can play my field game.
Let's do it.
Where you keep stacking until you don't take the field anymore. I would take the field at Hurts and Mahomes.
You would.
Likewise, I would as well.
Okay.
Well, I've got my eye on 2 guys.
Okay.
Herbert?
No. Lamar.
He won't play enough.
Why?
Because he never does.
The Lamar hype has gone too high now.
I'm riding it.
I was with it until a point, and now I'm like,
And the guy I actually bet to win the MVP,
which
Trevor
is
Lawrence.
Love.
I love Trevor Lawrence.
Love.
I have a great argument too, which I have presented to the national folks, and I'll present to you.
Okay.
No one's going to watch Jacksonville this year. They're never on TV.
Okay.
So if Jacksonville wins 11 or 12 games, like you're not going to be like, if the Chiefs win, you say, yeah, Mahomes is good, but man, the running game was good there. Travis Kelce does a bunch. Lawrence is going to get all the credit. You're just going to be like, oh, Lawrence must be having a great year. MVP.
Without actually watching it.
Yeah.
But if they win 12 games, won't it be because he is very good?
Well, yeah, this is kind of I feel like I'm trying to act smarter than I am, but I would take.
No, I'm not trying to shoot a hole in your. I think you have a good point. It's also harder to win MVP if no one's ever watching you, like if you're never on national TV. So there's that too. But I would agree with you.
Now, I will say that the MVP odds are in line with who I have grouped. I see a lot of these quarterback tiers, and my tier is elite, where Patrick Mahomes is in his own tier, and then Burrow, Allen, Herbert, Hurts, Jackson, and Lawrence are in the next tier. These are all the franchise quarterbacks. Not one team would trade long-term for any other. Jacksonville would not trade Lawrence for any of those guys except Mahomes. Herbert, they would not trade for any other guy. Yeah. Then you throw in like Dak and Rodgers. Rodgers, we'll see if he's good.
Did you see what our favorite sports talk show is doing? They're not doing quarterback tiers this year. They're doing Mahomes Mountain. And
I did see Mahomes Mountain. I thought
that's good. I wish I would have. Well, what am I?
Dak was too high. This is first things first.
Yeah.
Because he had Nick Wright had Jackson and Lawrence. By the way, Lamar, I should say. No one ever calls him Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson Mahomes.
Jackson Mahomes.
Stonewall Jackson.
So, Grant, where's your cutoff?
Jackson Brown.
Grant, how many of those names?
By the way, the next celebrity death that will make me very depressed. That's the next one on the docket.
Don't be preemptively depressed about it.
There's a version of Stay that's like 15 minutes. That's the one you have to check out.
What's Jackson Brown's best song? Do you have an opinion?
Yes.
Maybe you don't listen to that much, JB. I don't know.
No, I do have an opinion.
Paul?
1 second.
I feel like the one I like.
It's got to either be between Doctor My Eyes, Running on Empty, The Pretender, Somebody's Baby, These Days, Tender is the Night, Stay.
You're reading, yep.
Those are the hits. Yeah, those are the biggies.
It's got to be between one of those, right?
Yep.
I'm very much into Doctor My Eyes.
Okay.
That was the first one that I said because it was my first choice, not because it was the first on this list I just saw.
Grant?
I don't know. I don't know that I have. I don't know. I rotate. You with the artists you like the most, you kind of bounce around. But
would you have described his style as like emo or like alt rock?
Did he write Somebody's Baby?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because that's been done a few times.
Let's see.
Has it?
Yeah, someone recent.
He did write it. Yeah, I just looked.
That's a really good song.
My favorite.
Phantom Planet covered it for Not Another Teen Movie.
You probably were a Phantom Planet guy.
I was, and not only that, Not Another Teen Movie is a top 10 movie.
I like Not Another Teen Movie.
It's so fucking good. But then those other movies suck. Scary Movie was good.
Scary Movie was good.
But then like Dynasty, Fantasy Movie, all those ones sucked.
I think.
Bart, did you ever see Swim Fan back in the day?
No, sir.
What, were you too scared as a swimming guy?
Probably.
But before we wrap up, could I ask you guys for a recommendation? I'm thinking of watching news radio. Is that something I should watch?
I don't know. I don't think I've seen news radio.
You won't even recognize Joe Rogan. You'll be like, who is this guy? He's kind of cool. You'll be like, I want to listen to his personal thoughts.
I feel like the hate for Joe Rogan has now become too much. I feel like it was warranted for a bit, but we can't find a nice middle ground as a society that Joe Rogan occasionally has a good podcast. not willing to throw the baby out with the bathwater with rogues.
Phil Hartman died during the airing of the show.
Oh,
So then they brought in, what did they do?
well, I was just watching clips the other day, and I saw the guy from Barry, Fuchs. And he was in No Country for Old Men, which I made my dad watch with me this weekend too, and I almost didn't recognize him.
Yeah, news radio is good. News radio is kind of forgotten about.
Oh man, Joe Rogan. Yeah, he does not look like that anymore. Anywho.
Oh, then they brought in Lovitz.
John?
Yeah.
Anywho. Yeah, that's it.
Grant, do you know who Phil Hartman is?
Probably.
Oh.
Don't read. There's a section of his Wikipedia that's.
Oh no, actually. I don't think I know who this is.
His wife killed him.
Oh, murder-suicide. Yeah, jeez.
Dark.
He was he was 100 different things. Frozen caveman lawyer.
They really just named shows whatever they wanted back in the
No, that was
that's an
character.
Yeah.
He's Troy McClure.
Troy McClure.
Can you get a chest x-ray or something? You don't even smoke.
Like, he could mute his mic and chooses not to.
I have been mostly.
You
Well,
have
he's marking timestamps for Tim. He'll just edit that out in post.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
This is our last before football season starts, boys. This is special. We're about to really be in the thick.
We made it. We made it.
We did. We
did it.
We did it.
Hands in the middle. All right. I got to go.
I do as well.
Me also.
You guys be well.
Be well.
Enjoy week 1.
Enjoy it. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, yeah. Show's over.
You got to end.